All right, today we're going to take a word you use every single day, a word you probably think you know inside and out, and we're going to turn it completely on its head. It all starts with one very simple question. So, what is the subject? When you hear that question, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Just think about it for a second. At first glance, the answer seems obvious, right? It feels like a throwback to elementary school grammar. One of those basic building blocks of language we all think we've mastered. But what if this simple word holds a secret? What if it has layers of meaning that could actually change how you see the world and maybe even how you see yourself? Okay, so let's start where we're all most comfortable. We'll begin with the subject in a simple sentence. This is the who or what that's actually doing something. This brings us to the classic definition we all learned in school, the grammatical subject. It's just the noun or pronoun that's performing the action of the verb. Put simply, it's the doer. Take a look at these examples. In the cat sleeps, well, the cat is the one sleeping. In he runs, he is the one running. And right now, the explainer begins. See? In every single case, the subject is the one driving the action forward. So you can think of it this way. The subject isn't just some boring grammatical piece. It's really the hero of the sentence. It's the star of its own little show, and everything else in that sentence, it's just the supporting cast. But that's just layer one. Let's build on this, okay? We're going to shift from pure grammar into the wider world of meaning, what we call the subject of our focus. Because we use this word in other ways, don't we? What's the subject of a photograph? Or a novel? What about a scientific study? Suddenly, the word means something totally different. And that brings us to the thematic subject. This is the main topic, the central theme, the thing that the entire work is about. It's the whole point, the focus of it all. So let me ask you a question to make this really concrete. What is the subject of this explainer that you're watching right now? The subject is the central idea we're exploring together. It's the why behind every slide, the entire point of this journey we're on. The subject is the question itself. Okay, get ready for this, because we are about to make the most important and honestly, the most profound shift in perspective. This section is called the subject who sees. So far, every subject we've talked about has been something that is being acted upon or observed. But here's the big twist. Who is doing the observing? Who is the one seeing all of this? And here is that flip in action. On one side, you have the observed, the subject of the sentence. But on the other side, you have the observer, the subject who speaks the sentence. The word has completely inverted. It's no longer the thing getting all the attention, it's the source of the attention. This takes us to our deepest layer yet, the philosophical subject. This is where the word stops being about something in the world and starts being about the self, the I, the conscious mind that perceives and experiences everything. This isn't just another definition, it's the very foundation of self-awareness. It's the one behind your eyes right now. So, let's bring this all home. Our whole journey is kind of looping back on itself, because now the question is actually looking back at us. We've been on a pretty wild trip through just one little word, haven't we? We started with the subject as the actor in a sentence, then we moved to the subject as the focus of a work, and finally we landed on the subject as the observer of the entire world. So what this all shows us is that the question, what is the subject? Well, it was never really about finding one single correct answer. It was always about perspective. And that final subject, the observer, the source of consciousness and perspective, that's you. So I'll just leave you with this. If you are the subject, the one experiencing, perceiving, and making sense of all this, my final question to you is, what are you looking at?